Good morning, Charlie here with Red Summit RF. Well, this morning we're at the base of Sugarloaf Peak, I think it is, not mountain. And it's a very steep half-mile to the top of this peak. It's been done 5 times now, activated, so not very often. We're going to be able to overlook Locket Meadow here when we get to the top, some great views. With me today is Pete.
Hello.
He's the section manager, I guess, or association manager for the W7A association. And so, what do you think?
Good morning. It's a steep mother, but it'll be fun.
Exactly. All right, here we go. Man, that is steep. Holy crap, that was steeper than I remember. We're both in it, no problem. All right, we're on top of Sugarloaf. Quite the hike, man. It's steeper than a mother, and but we made it. I almost died, but not quite. And then there's a 68-year-old Pete that kept waiting for me and like looking at me like, come on, dude.
These young guys, you know, what's today's generation coming?
So I wanted to ask Pete, I got him with me. I wanted to ask him a question that I thought would be helpful to all the viewers that watch my channel. And that is, I have been for a long time wanting to work more summit to summit DX. And you know, there's some things that you can control and some you can't, I guess, but I don't know exactly what I could do to increase the odds other than wait for the sun cycle to improve. But I'm gonna have Pete kind of explain, since he can tell you how many summit to summits DX he's done and all that, and he can explain how he's done it and maybe some pointers for us. So here you go, Pete.
Okay, well, hello there. This is Pete, W7JTM, and I am the Arizona Association Manager at this point in time. Been doing SOTA since 2013. Been a ham since 1965. Worked a lot of summits, a lot of European DX and South Pacific DX on SOTA summits. I've worked over 300 stations out of North America, and most of those in Europe. And I have about 30 contacts into Europe that were summit to summits. As far as the furthest one is like an S5, Sugar 5. And I've worked Africa and Australia, New Zealand, all summit to summits. All running QRP, all running my dipole. I'd say the biggest thing, of course, is getting on a nice tall peak. Making sure that when you set up an antenna, if it's directional, especially get it aimed towards Europe. I've also discovered that if you get on top of a mountain, it's not the very top of the mountain is generally not the best spot. If you come off the side a bit, favoring the direction you're trying to work, you actually get some ground reflection, and that helps too. You want to, if you can, you want a full-sized antenna, like a dipole, something that doesn't compromise your gain. And it's nice to have a pattern, and a dipole does have gain in the favored direction. Well, no gain, but not zero gain anyway, like some other antennas. And I like it, and that's all I've ever used, is a link dipole for all bands. 20 meters is the best band for Europe and that sort of thing, 20, and then 17 and 15 in that order. Although when the sunspots are great, a few years ago I worked most of my stuff on 12 meters, but 12 was just fantastic, but you're not going to see that for a while. You don't need high power. You do need to listen for the weak ones under the pile of all the East Coast boys, because they're going to be there, and you're going to hear a little EA this and ON that kind of thing, so you got to listen. And I do operate CW. I don't think I've worked anything on sideband that was in Europe, so CW is definitely the way to go. You get that advantage also. I've actually done it from this peak too. I've actually put up a 2-element wire beam at times, where I put up a reflector behind the dipole, and that seems to help also. So that's another thing you can do. The time of day is important. There's a DX, actually an opening window for F2 that occurs like towards Europe from say 7 o'clock local time to about 10 o'clock local time.
AM?
In the morning, right, in the morning. And of course that's local time. I could give it to you in UTC, but it doesn't matter because you need to be up on the hill early when Europe comes in. Now from the East Coast, the openings occur sooner and they last longer. Out here in Arizona, it's pretty quick because the sun starts to set on their end, and so you're losing propagation because they're not seeing the sun anymore. And you really need to both see the sun. Both stations need to be in the sun, generally speaking, especially in lean years, sunspot years like we're in right now. In good years, it doesn't matter, to be honest. It doesn't matter. In good years, you can put up a wet noodle, you can be on any hill and run almost anything and work lots of people. But for QRP and all, you need to have a good antenna, aim the right way, be there at the right time. The European window is best in like, let's see, January, February. Well, April is the best for South Pacific. And then like November is like the peak for the European pass. That's when you see most of it come in. Obviously it varies on both sides, but that's basically the peak. And that's based on 6-meter experience. I used to work a lot of Europeans on 6 meters years ago when I was doing a lot of VHF work. And that's basically the month it comes in. So that is the peak, November, at least in Arizona, for F2. But again, you got to be in a cycle for that. So, but like we're on this peak here today, and we're in a really good spot. We're way high. We are on the east side. It's a little late now, but there's still the Spain and Portugal. Those, if they're around, they're possible. 2 weeks ago, I was on a hill up in the White Mountains. I worked France on CW. He called me. So, and he was running power, so I heard him no problem. But he heard me, and we worked. And that was, you know, this is September. So we're already starting to get into that window right now. So yeah, September should be okay, the end of September. October should be good, November should be good, and even into December should be good. We should work some Europeans from these peaks. Like I say, solar flux changes everything. So in great years, you can use less antenna, less power, worse locations. But try to get out of the trees, try to favor Europe if you got any kind of antenna that has any directivity to it. And not that you can't use dipoles and other things, but I still think full-size antennas, generally speaking, on antennas, the biggest antenna you can put up is the best antenna. If it's built properly, it will give you the most gain and works the best. That's just the way it is. You know, you can put up verticals, you can put end-band half waves, they all work. In great solar flux years, they'll work really well. But in marginal times, not as well as other antennas that have gain and aim the right direction. So it's just and I know people fight about that, and I understand that an end-fed is really easy to put up, but it has less gain. That's why I don't use it, to be honest. I'm not giving up anything with my 5 watts. That's my plan anyway.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, Pete. All right, I guess we're going to go ahead and decide where we're going to operate from, and then get on the air, and we'll see how that goes. So thanks again, Pete, and we'll...
You are welcome.
Let's get on it. Stand by, Pete. I'm working a couple people. All right, so I wrapped it up. I'm all packed up, and so's Pete. We kind of split up the bands. I did 60 meters first, and I got probably 8 contacts on 60, so I was good to go after that. And I worked K6HPX and you know, a couple of the Arizona guys, and K7ARK and Double H, you know, a few of those guys. Then switched it over to, what did I do next? I think I did 20, I think, and didn't do too hot. After that, I didn't do too hot. I mean, I got a few here and there, so I started just chasing some summit to summits, but we did good. Pete probably had quite a few in his log, because you started on 20.
I don't have 30, but I'm close.
Yeah, close. That's good. That's good.
It's
That's
mostly on 20, and then but then I did what you did. I started going, ooh, look at the summit, since I was messing around with those, so I kept bouncing bands. Couldn't hear anything on 30 meters either.
Yeah, yeah.
Tried 17 for a while, nothing.
Yeah, so that's all right. So we are gonna pack it on down now, but remember what Pete said about working summit to summits. DX, take those pointers. There's some things you can control and some you can't, but good luck on that. I'm gonna try doing that myself. So I guess with that, let's take another look at this beautiful view. This is where I operated from, right here. Check that out. Isn't that beautiful?
Where's my house? Right here.
All right, you ready, Pete?
Ready, let's do it.
All right, let's get down.